Hi, everybody. Welcome to Storytime this morning. Just a quick reminder that all of our stories, all of our story times, and all of our events that we're doing on AADL TV are there even after the event has finished. So you can always go back and watch something that you missed or watch a story time later in the day or anything like that. And if you visit AADL TV on YouTube, you can see all the awesome videos that we've put out there, story times, and tons of other activities. So just wanted to let you know all about that. I think we are just about ready to get started. Welcome everyone who's joining us today. My name is Elizabeth, and I am super happy to be doing story time for you on this fine morning. And of course, let's get started. Let's say hello to everybody like we usually would, if I can see your hands. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say hello as fast as we can. Hello! Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say hello as slow as we can. Hello. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say hello as high as we can. Hello! Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say hello as low as we can. Hello. Great job, everybody. This next one is where, when we're at the library, we would cover our ears. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say hello as loud as we can. Hello! Good job. One more. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say hello as soft as we can. Well, welcome again, everyone, for those of you that are joining for story time. Can I see your fingers? Open them, shut them, open them, shut them. Give a little clap, clap, clap. Open them, shut them, open them, shut them. Lay them on your lap, lap, lap. Creep them, creepy, creepy, creep them right up to your chin, chin, chin. Open wide your little mouth, ah, but do not let them in. Shake them, shake them, shake them, shake them, just like this, this, this. Roll them, roll them, roll them, roll them. Blow a little kiss. Mwah! Nice job, everyone. Well, we have a theme for our story time today, and that theme starts with the letter N. Let's think of some things that start with N. How about noodles? Yum. How about Nebraska? I've never been to Nebraska. Maybe you have. Nachos. We have N stories today because we have stories with noise in them. We are going to be telling some noisy stories today. So we will get ready for that. But first, let's take our big stretch out wide. Big stretch up tall. Give yourself a hug. Tap your knee. There's your knee. Tap your nose. Tap your ear. Where is your ear? Rub your elbow. Find your elbow. One more big stretch out wide. Big stretch up tall. All right, let's start with our first story today, which is called Mortimer. And it is about a boy who loved to make noise. And he kept pots and pans under his bed, and he would bang on them because he loved to make music. But when it was time for him to go to sleep, his parents always reminded him, Mortimer, you need to get into bed and close your eyes and go to sleep. Now is not the time to make music. Well, one evening, it was time for bed, so Mortimer's dad took him upstairs, tucked him into bed, and said, Mortimer, be quiet. Shh, go to sleep. I don't want to hear another peep. And Mortimer said, okay, and pulled the covers up to his chin, closed his eyes, and his dad turned off the light, closed the door, and went back downstairs. Tap, tap, tappity tap, 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 tappity tap, tap. And his dad sat down and opened up a book to read. Well, Mortimer jumped out of bed. He grabbed his pots and pans. He said, bing bang, rattle cling clang, gonna make my noise all night, all night. Bing bang, rattle cling clang, gonna make my noise all night. Oh, well, Mortimer's dad ran upstairs. He said, Mortimer, what are you doing? You can't make this noise. Mortimer, be quiet. Shh, go to sleep. I don't want to hear another peep. So Mortimer pulled the covers up to his chin, closed his eyes, and again his dad turned out the light, closed the door, and went back downstairs. Tap, tap, tappity tap, 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 tappity tap, tap, and he sat back on the couch. He grabbed the remote. He thought he might watch his favorite show. Mortimer jumped out of bed, grabbed his pots and pans, and sang, bing bang, rattle cling clang, gonna make my noise all night, all night. Bing bang, rattle cling clang, gonna make my noise all night. Oh. Well, Mortimer's dad said to his wife, he said, why don't you go up and see if you can put Mortimer to bed? So Mortimer's mom went up the stairs, and she said, Mortimer, you can't bang your pots and pans and make your music. It's time for bed. Mortimer, be quiet. Shh, go to sleep. I don't want to hear another peep. So Mortimer pulled the covers up to his chin, he closed his eyes, and his mom turned off the light and closed the door, and she went back downstairs. Tap, tap, tappity tap, 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 tappity tap, tap, and she settled in to the armchair, and she was working on her cross stitch, when all of a sudden Mortimer jumped out of bed, grabbed his pots and pans, and he sang, bing bang, rattle cling clang, gonna make my noise all night, all night. Bing bang, rattle cling clang, gonna make my noise all night. Oh, well, Mortimer's mom was fed up. She said to her daughter, she said, why don't you go up and see if you can put your little brother to bed? So Mortimer's older sister went up the stairs, and she said, Mortimer, you cannot bang your pots and pans. It is bedtime. Mortimer, be quiet. Shh, go to sleep. We don't want to hear another peep. So Mortimer pulled the covers up to his chin, closed his eyes, and his sister turned off the light, closed the door, and went back downstairs. Tap, tap, tappity tap, 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 tappity tap, tap. And she sat down on the couch. She opened up her book, and you know what happened. Mortimer jumped out of bed. He grabbed his pots and pans. He sang, bing bang, rattle cling clang, gonna make my noise all night, all night. Bing bang, rattle cling clang, gonna make my noise all night. Oh. Well, the family was getting very fed up. Mortimer's sister said to her brother, she said, why don't you try to put Mortimer to bed? So Mortimer's older brother went upstairs. He went into Mortimer's room. He said, Mortimer, you cannot be making all this noise. We are trying to read and watch TV and do cross stitch, and it's time for you to go to sleep. Mortimer, be quiet. Shh, go to sleep. We don't want to hear another peep. Mortimer closed his eyes, pulled the covers up to his chin, and his brother turned off the light, closed the door, went downstairs, settled in. He was going to read his magazine. Mortimer jumped out of bed and sang, "Bing bang, rattle cling clang, gonna make my noise all night, all night. Bing bang, rattle cling clang, gonna make my noise all night." Oh, well, the whole family was so fed up, and it just happened at that moment, 2 police officers were walking down the street, and they heard that racket. They heard Mortimer banging on his pots and pans. And they stopped, and they knocked on the door. They said, "Excuse us, what is all that racket coming from inside your house?" And Mortimer's dad said, "Well, I don't know what to tell you. It's our youngest son, and no matter what we do, he will not go to sleep. He just bangs his pots and pans and makes his music. Why don't you try it?" So the police officers marched up the stairs, and they went into Mortimer's room, and they said, "Son, you need to be quiet. You're making a racket. It's waking up the neighbors. Mortimer, be quiet. Shh, go to sleep. We don't want to hear another peep." And Mortimer pulled the covers up to his chin and closed his eyes. The police officers turned off the light. They closed the door. They marched back down the stairs. Tap, tap, tappity tap, 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 tappity tap, tap. And sure enough, Mortimer jumped out of bed, grabbed his pots and pans, and sang, "Bing bang, rattle cling clang, gonna make my noise all night, all night. Bing bang, rattle cling clang, gonna make my noise all night." Oh, well, the police officers and Mortimer's mom and his dad and his brother and his sister, they were all fed up. They started shouting at each other. They said, "You go put him to bed. No, you put him to bed. Well, I tried to put him to bed. I couldn't put him to bed. You try again to put him to bed." They were yelling so much that they did not hear it when Mortimer got out of bed and marched to the top of the stairs until he said, "Ahem." Everyone looked, and there was Mortimer standing at the top of the stairs, and he said, "Everyone be quiet. I'm trying to go to sleep. I don't want to hear another peep." And he went into his room, pulled the covers up to his chin, closed his eyes, and went right to sleep. The end. Nice listening, everybody. That was a fun story. Let's stand up if you are able to. I'm going to stay sitting because that's what works for me on the camera. But let's stand up and we will march. I'm gonna march, 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 march until I stop. I'm going to march, 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 march until I stop. I'm going to march, 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 march until I stop. Can you twist? I'm going to twist, 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 twist until I stop. I'm going to twist, 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 twist until I stop. I'm going to twist, 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 twist until I stop. Can you clap? I'm going to clap, 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 clap until I stop. I'm going to clap, 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 clap until I stop. I'm going to clap, 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 clap until I stop. Good job, everybody. All right, let's sit back down if you decided to stand up and get settled in again. Can I see your fingers? I have 10 fingers. They all belong to me. I can make them do things. Do you want to see? I can make them jump high. I can make them jump low. I can fold them tight and hold them just so. I can squeeze them tight. I can open them wide. I can wave them all around. I can make them all hide. I can make them jump high. I can make them jump low. I can fold them tight and hold them just so. Great job, everyone. All right, our next story today is called Soup for One. And we have our nice bowl of soup right here. Tee-hee-hee. Some soup for me. Bzzz. Ah. Bzzz. Shoo fly shoo. This is not soup for two. Oh, I hope you see. It won't seat three. No more, no more. It won't hold four. Oh, I won't survive if there are five. I'm in a fix. Here comes six. Oh, good heavens, this is not soup for seven. Great, just great. Here comes eight. I do not like to dine in groups of 9. Not again. Now there are 10. Oh, I wanted this soup to be just for one, just me. 1 is the only number that is meant for me. Wait a second. Uh-oh, who's coming? Uh-oh, I think he's hungry. We better get out of here. Bzzz, 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 bzzz. So yummy. Finally, they are done. Soup for one. Yum, yum, yum. The end. Nice listening again, everybody. That is a silly story that we like to tell at the library. All right, can I see your thumbs? Last night and the night before, a lemon and a pickle came knocking at my door. I ran downstairs to let them in, and they threw me in the garbage bin. What? Last night and the night before, a chocolate chip came knocking at my door. I ran downstairs to let it in, and he threw me in the cookie tin. What? Last night and the night before, an iguana came knocking at my door. I didn't go down to let him in. I fell asleep with a great big grin. And I'm sure if we were at the library right now, many of you would be telling me to wake up. So I am awake because we have one more story today. And this is called Too Much Noise. And there's a part that you can join me for on this. And you'll know when it comes. I'll help you out. Once upon a time, there was a man named Peter, and he lived by himself in a nice little cabin. And the problem was that Peter could never sleep, because every time he would get into bed, well, the wind would blow through the trees, whoosh, the leaves would fall on the roof, swish, the bed would squeak, squeak, the floor would creak, creak, and the tea kettle would hiss. And you can make all those noises with me. Well, he got fed up, and so one day he went into the village to see the wise man, and he said, "What should I do? I can't sleep. My house is so loud." "Oh, yes," said the wise man. "I'll tell you what to do. Get yourself a cow." "A cow," said Peter. "Yep, a cow, and bring him into the house with you." "Okay," said Peter. So he went out and he bought a cow. He carried the cow home, and he put the cow in the kitchen for the night, and he went to bed. Well, that night, the wind whooshed, whoosh. The leaves fell on the roof, swish. The bed creaked, squeak. The floor creaked, creak. The tea kettle hissed, and the cow said, moo. "Too noisy," said Peter, and the next day he went back to the village to see the wise man. "Yes, yes, yes," said the wise man. "I know what you do. You get yourself a pig." "A pig?" said Peter. "Yep, a pig, and bring the pig into the house with you." "Okay," said Peter. So he went, he got a pig from the market, and he led the pig home, and he put the pig inside the house with the cow. That night, Peter crawled into bed. He was excited, hoping he could get a good night's sleep. And the wind whooshed, whoosh. The leaves fell on the roof. The bed creaked, creak. The floor squeaked, squeak. The tea kettle hissed. The cow said, moo. And the pig said, oink, oink, oink. Oink, oink, oink. Ugh, too noisy, said Peter. And the next day, he went back to see the wise man in the village. And the wise man said, yes, yes, yes. Here's what you do. You get yourself a sheep. What? A sheep now? Said Peter. Yes, get a sheep. Bring the sheep into the house with you. That will help you. So Peter went, he bought a nice little sheep, led the sheep home, and put the sheep in the house with the cow and the pig. And that night he crawled into bed. He was ready to get a good night's sleep. And he closed his eyes, and the wind whooshed, whoosh. The leaves fell on the roof, swish. The bed creaked, creak. The floor squeaked, squeak. The tea kettle hissed, sss. The cow said, moo. The pig said, oink, oink, oink. And the sheep said, ba, ba, ba. Oh, too noisy, said Peter. So he went back to see the wise man in the village. And the wise man said, Yep, I'll tell you what to do. You get yourself a chicken. A chicken? Said Peter. Yep, get a chicken and bring it into the house with you and all the other animals. Okay, said Peter. So he went and he got himself a little chicken, carried the chicken home, and brought the chicken inside the house with the cow and the pig and the sheep. And that night, he closed his eyes and got into bed, cozied up, and the wind whooshed, whoosh. The leaves fell on the roof, swish. The bed creaked, creak. The floor squeaked, squeak. The tea kettle hissed, sss. And the cow said, moo. And the sheep said, oink, 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 oink. And, no, the pig said that. The pig said, oink, 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 oink. And the sheep said, bah. And the chicken said, oh, too noisy. Exactly, said Peter. He was fed up. These animals are so loud, he said. The next day, he marched into the village to see the wise man. He said, listen, I've brought all these animals into the house. It's noisier than ever. I can't sleep a wink at night. What kind of advice have you given me? And the wise man said, okay, Peter, you listen carefully. I'll tell you what. You take the cow, and you take the pig, and the sheep, and the chicken, and you take them out to the barn, and you put them there where they belong, and I'm sure you will sleep very well tonight. So Peter went home. He took all the animals out to the barn. He got them some hay and some seed to eat. And that night he crawled into bed. He closed his eyes, and the wind still whooshed, whoosh. The leaves still fell on the roof, swish. The bed still creaked, creak. The floor still squeaked, squeak. The tea kettle still hissed, sss. But there was no moo. There was no oink, oink, oink. There was no ba. And there was no bop, 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 bop. And there were no animal noises at all. And Peter said, oh, it is so quiet and peaceful here. I just love it. And he closed his eyes and went straight to sleep. The end. Nice listening, everybody. Great job. Well, that is the end of our story time today, but let's wave goodbye. Raise your hand and wave. Raise your other hand and wave. Wave up high. Wave down low. Wave to the side. Goodbye. Wave to the other side. Goodbye. Wave at yourself. Goodbye. Wave at me. Goodbye. And we will see you again next time. We have story time Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. with one of our excellent storytellers. So you can tune in every day and see one of us. We will see you next time. Thank you so much for listening.